Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Kabrina. I am the owner of Purple Sugar Pastries, and today I wanted to sit in front of you and make one of our kits. And today is going to be the candy one, which is the almond, coconut, and chocolate candies. So I'm sure you can kind of figure out what they are like. Um, so anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. So I have already opened up the first pouch because this one comes with three pouches. And so the only other ingredient that you will need today is going to be the sweetened condensed milk, and that's a half a cup. So make sure that you open up the package, and you can see it smells great. But anyway, um, I make sure that it's very loose and broken up, because the thing is with those packages, they are airtight. So you do want to make sure that the mixture is pretty, there are no lumps and things like that, because once you put the milk in, it makes it easier to stir if it is that way. So I've already emptied that package, that's what that is. So I already have my sweetened condensed milk already measured out here. So just gonna pour that in. Yes, it's thick. We're gonna get it all in there and mix it in. So these are gonna be very sticky. We are gonna just mold them up with our hands because it's the easiest way. You can use gloves if you want to. Makes it a little less messy. So I got all the milk in, and now I'm just gonna stir it. Mix it up. Make sure it's combined really well. You'll notice that it's going to start sticking to itself in clumps, and that's exactly what you want. And now sometimes you might have to add a bit more of the sweetened condensed milk. But what you're looking for, let's see if it'll work for us. Yep, it's going to work. Is for it to stick together like that. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that really good. So, yeah. And you want, that's a little big. So I'm going to make this a little smaller. It's about a 1-inch ball. What you're looking for. So I roll it into a ball, compact it. See? And then I'm going to mold that into an oval. You can see, you'll go out to about 2 inches. You can see, I don't know if you can see, it's really sticking to my hand. So, that, and I already have a cookie sheet here prepared with parchment paper, because after we mold all of these, they're going to sit in the freezer before we dip them. So there you go. That's about 2 inches in an oval. Nope, they're not going to be perfect. They're not supposed to be. So I'm going to do one more. And again, just about a 1-inch ball. And you can use a teaspoon if you want to. Just scoop it in. It might be easy to make it really even if you want. The whole point is to have fun, so you don't have to be so strict about what you're doing. So same thing, bit of an oval shape. One's done. So then you're going to take the package number 2 that has all of your almonds in it. So, and then you're going to place an almond in each one and kind of push it down in there. because you want it to stick and not fall out. So you might have to mold it around it a little bit. And there's that. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to stick this in the freezer for about 30 minutes because you want it to completely chill down. And so in the meantime, I will melt the packet 3, which is going to be the chocolate. So we're going to melt that down in the microwave. Okay, just wanted to come back in really fast and show you the finished, well, at least before they're dipped, before they go into the freezer. Okay, so here we go. It's been about 30 minutes, and as you can see, they're pretty solid. Solid. So I also, while I was waiting, I melted my chocolate in the microwave. You can also do it on a double boiler, but it's easiest in the microwave. So 30-second increments, and it takes no more than 1 minute and 30 seconds to melt it all the way. And you don't want to burn it. So every 30 seconds, take it out, stir it, and then put it back in for 30 more seconds until even the last time it can be a little chunks in it, and just keep stirring, and the heat of the rest of the chocolate will melt the other pieces of chocolate. So now also to dip these, and I should have shown this first, I use a plastic fork that has the middle tines that have been taken out of it. So I don't know if you can see, I just broke them out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want something that looks like a little pitchfork type thing that you can dip in. And you'll see as we start dipping why you need that. So now I'm just going to take one, and they're pretty sturdy. So put it on the fork. Bring this over. Gonna just drop it in the chocolate, and then take another fork and just drizzle over the top. You don't want to drop them in because as they start warming up, which they will, because remember this is warm chocolate, they can fall apart. So you don't want that to happen. So make sure that it's completely coated, really good. I don't know if you can see that. Top bottom is coated really good. Then the reason why I have this fork, take it on the side. You can take that excess off. Hit it a couple of times, it makes that chocolate settle. And you'll see it drizzling off on the bottom. It's all that extra chocolate that's on there. Do that a couple of times, and it takes a little bit of patience. And then wipe it on the side, and then stuff in there. Drop it back onto your cookie sheet, and I'll probably use the other fork to drop it on. That's that. I'll do one more. Again, put it on the fork. Drop it in the chocolate. Take the chocolate, drizzle it over the top. Till it's covered. You want it to drip down the sides of each piece. Then I'm going to drip off a little. Shake, hit the side so that it shakes it off. Let's do that again. It's still a lot dripping. So do it till it stops dripping as much. Still a lot. It's decent. Then we'll wipe it on the side again. It takes all that excess off the bottom. And then take your fork. You can also keep a clean fork off to the side. That'll make it easier. And set it down there. So that's even the finished one. That one's already starting to set up a little bit. You can see that. See, this one's shiny, that means it's really wet. And that one's starting to get a little dull, that means it's starting to dry already. So I'm going to finish all of these. They're going to go back into the freezer again for about 10 minutes just so they set up. So one thing about milk chocolate is that it takes a long time for it to set up, which usually is days. These candies don't last that long for us, so we tend to eat them right away. They're just going to melt in your hands. But if you want to wait for them to really set up, it takes them a couple of days. But I'm going to finish these, finish dipping all of these, and I'll come back and show you just before they go into the freezer. Okay, and so now they are all dipped. You can see them, and again, the shiny ones are the ones that were just dipped, and the ones that are starting to set up already are the ones that are a little bit more dull because they're cold. So now, and no, I don't have chocolate on my arm, but this is about to go in the freezer now for just about 10 minutes, just to let it set up and enough to where it can be touched and removed from this. And remember, it's parchment, not wax, so it's not going to stick very much at all. Not stick at all. So, be back in 10 minutes. Okay, and now when you're done after 10 minutes in the freezer, and you can see everybody is set up really good. Well, enough at least to get it to the plate, and to put it in something. So you can also put these in a Ziploc and keep them in the freezer or the fridge. They will last up to a week in the fridge and up to 12 months in the freezer. So, got a pretty little plate here. We're going to put them on there, but let me show you how easily they peel right off. No stick. See? Come on, very easy. Parchment is your best friend. So, I'm going to put them all on this plate here. And you can hear how hard they are because they're frozen. They're pretty much frozen. One thing too, while you're dipping them, is sometimes you can work with only half. It makes it easier. So that means leave half of them in the freezer while you dip the first half. And then pull them out when you're ready. So, and that is it. So, set them up nice and pretty. And there you have it. Your almond coconut chocolate covered candies. So thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you on the next video.